All right, hey everybody,
Hey.
we're back. So this week, we are talking about techniques. We're talking about two different techniques, right?
Two.
One is showing you. We're going to show you how to use watercolor. These washable markers that we think at least all of my classes should probably have these. We're going to show you a different way to use these and get some different, a different look with them. Not use them like a regular marker, but use them differently. And as y'all watch the video, I want you to think about what you can create. Like I haven't really necessarily given you, I didn't really give them a definite thing to create with that. So I want you to practice the technique and then possibly use that technique. You know, last week we asked you guys to come up with something inspired by spring. What could they do? What's a good thing for me to think about? I guess I should have thought about this before I sat in front of the
I'm not going to
video.
get ahead of myself.
Don't get ahead of me either.
I'm not going to get ahead of you. But they could find an object in their house if they want to.
An everyday object.
Something interesting.
Right. How about your favorite object? Like whether it be your favorite, like my guys have favorite mugs they drink their hot chocolate out of, or a favorite shoe, or a favorite stuffed animal. Something like that. I want you to think about drawing that and using the technique that you're going to learn today to create from. You use the technique you're going to learn today to draw a picture and paint it, and that's what we're going to do.
That's the first video. And then the second video is on still lives. And I show you some examples of still lives from an early one from Pompeii, all the way, just a few, just to get them excited, right? Just to get you interested in the images and give you some ideas about what a still life can be. And then your assignment for fun is to choose at least 3 objects from your house, and they can be any different objects. Set up a still life and draw it. And if I were you, I would draw it with pencil probably first, and then if you really love it, then you can add pen, and if you really love it, then if you want to add color, you can. But that'll be great, and they can be any objects for the still life.
And my guys, like my nature illustration group, you may want to, y'all are going to see the still life video too in this, so maybe you guys want to go and create still lifes too, because we've talked about that too.
Watch both of them.
Watch both of them.
Y'all watch Donnas. Because there's some really cool things you can do with these markers if you don't have watercolors, and even if you do have watercolors, I think it's good to know.
Right. See, I'm assuming probably most of the kids in your class probably do have watercolors. Most of the kids in my class, I know we're going to have access to these markers. These are the ones I used last night. They're the super tip ones. They're Crayola, but a fancy 50 set. Y'all know me. I don't like to be limited. So,
but use whatever you have.
Use whatever you have,
and have fun.
On mine, the same goes. I would sketch out in pencil first, and then go in with the markers. Okay, enjoy the videos. All right,
bye.
We'll be back at the end. Bye. What we're gonna talk about today is how to use just some things that we feel like all you guys should have at home. Some of you may have amassed a lot more, and some of you may have, just very limited, like Crayola markers, or here's those crazy art markers, rose art, okay, any kind. So I think for part of our lesson today, I want to talk to you guys about how to use these markers like watercolors. They don't have to just be used as markers. They are very versatile. They are dye-based, which means that they're going to be, they're going to sort of be vivid, but they'll probably fade over time. But they're fun, okay? And y'all probably have these in a big range of colors.
And
if you don't,
you want to make sure they're the washable ones. This would not work with Sharpies.
no it
Sharpies.
won't. Alcohol would, you know?
Yeah, but that's gonna.
But that's for another day. So it's got to be the washable markers, and it also, you know, some of you, and I don't have an example of that, but some of you may have those small little Crayola sets of pots or pan watercolors. You can use those. Those get kind of frustrating because they're kind of chalky, but those, you can use those and they'll work just fine. Okay, so let's talk about some palettes. You need a palette to put your color in. So here's some things. This is what I use. If in my classes, I think you're all pretty much aware of those boards that I keep on the table. Those whiteboards work great for using as a palette. This is one of those whiteboards, right? So you can use that as a palette. You can use a piece of acetate as a palette. This is a deli lid of something. You can use styrofoam plate, not your fine china. Okay, you can grab just some china, but make sure once you do that it's now your art palette and y'all eat out of it again. Okay, so I want to go really quickly because we don't want this to be super duper long.
You can use a lid too, right? Plastic
You can
lid.
use a lid too. It would be really hard to see it on this.
Clear
but you
or
can
white.
Use it on a yogurt lid, a clear white yogurt top, probably. Okay, so I've picked out some colors and I'm just going to do a simple wreath. This is not watercolor paper, it's copy paper. Again, I'm doing this because I figure everybody's got copy paper. If you have watercolor paper, by all means use watercolor paper. It will be a wonderful experience. But this will work. So what you do is you pick your colors out. So I'm just going to pick up, I've picked a pretty olive green. I'm going to red down. That red's going to neutralize my color if I want to make an even, it's going to mute it and make it an even earthier green, which...
Because it's the complement.
Because it's a complementary color, yeah. So I'm going to use a brown. Let's see, I'm just going to do a wreath, guys. Just super simple leaf wreath. Okay, so you're going to create your palette like this. Is that everything I want? Oh, let's throw some yellow in there. Okay, so you're going to create your little palette like this, okay? And then you're going to just pick a color. Like maybe I'll go super light first. I'll go this, well, not super light, but this is the lighter color. Okay, so you're going to get your brush wet. Oh, you need a brush. It won't work with your finger. You're going to get your brush wet, and then you're just going to hold your brush straight up and down at an angle like this. You're going to tap it, and then you're going to tap it where you want it, and then you're going to push down and pull up, just like that. And you can drop color in. All right, so this is going to be, you can drop color in while your paper's still kind of wet. This is very relaxing, okay? So let's just do a little bit more here. And I'm just going to sit here and paint, Donna.
Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too.
Okay, so another thing I want to show you too is this is light copy paper here. I know that I have seen some of you, these are washable markers and water soluble markers. You've drawn with them and then tried to activate the color, and you can activate that color, but you see your mark. And so to get it to act more like a watercolor, you need to off the color onto something else before you go to your paper. Like you would be really frustrated if you drew a picture and then wanted the watercolor look. because you're not gonna get it, because these lines are gonna stay. And they're bleeding really pretty. I mean, they're sort of bleeding into a blue there, which sort of tells you what kind of dye. I mean, how do you make green, Miss Donna?
You better hope I know.
Blue and yellow. So I see that blue coming out there already.
Yeah, I like the way it's bleeding out.
Mhm.
That's pretty.
I mean, I think that you could probably work that and use that to your advantage. That's kind of what I'm talking about when you're working with the copy paper. And we said that you'd be really frustrated if you tried to cover a big area with color. So you might find on test paper how these things work, and you might, like right now, I never would have known without trying that right there that I liked the way that color bled around the edges. That bled around the edges.
It's just the word.
And it's now see, I'm all off track.
Okay,
now.
so
What
she's saying is this is all a grand experiment, right? We're playing grand.
I was saying that.
Yes, you
Ooh.
were. I know. I was impressed by you. It's a grand experiment, and we are we're learning. We're learning how to use what we have, and we're learning that we can create no matter what.
And we're having fun.
And we're having
fun. I don't know how many of you knew that you could use those markers like that, but you so can, and it's awesome.
Okay.
So is that, think about your color wheel. In my classes, we talked about working in rainbow order. So we've also talked about when we work in rainbow order. You remember when we did the oil pastels? No, the chalk pastels. And we did rainbow order. And then some of you went right back up and you blended this way. You blended down this way like rainbow. You blended up this way. And what color did you get? Brown.
The mud underneath the rainbow.
Yes. You got what's underneath the rainbow. So you need to think about that when you're mixing these colors. Like I just did the complements with the red and the green, and you get a brown. Okay, so you think about your complementary colors, which red and green, orange and blue, and yellow and purple. So you think about those and not mixing those unless you want to mix those. And just have fun. Experiment and have fun.
Hey, today I wanted to talk to you guys about still lifes. My 4th through 6th graders had been doing a Van Gogh still life, and I thought it would be a good time to talk about how you can do a still life at home. For those of you that don't know what a still life is, it is a drawing or painting of objects that do not move, or most of the objects do not move. I may show you a couple of things that have move a little bit. And artists have been doing still lives for a really, really long time. Actually, in ancient Egypt, there were examples of still lives found in tombs, and the ancient Greeks and Romans did still lives. And Donna, if you can show them right over here, this is a still life that was found in Pompeii. Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. So that's
Don't
really
ask
old.
me to give a date.
Well, that's a really old still life. Okay, so they've been around a really, really long time. So
know who that
the
is.
golden age of still lifes, when a great abundance of still lifes were produced, was about 1580 to 1800. And it's called the golden age of still lifes, and they were done in the Netherlands. And these, you've seen these before, Donna, right? They're beautiful. They have so much detail. You just want to look at them all day long. And what's amazing now to think about is when we look at them, we just look at the beautiful surfaces and the textures and the arrangements and the skill. But back then, there was so much symbolism. The objects actually represented certain things to the viewer, and they could read a message. A lot of times it was a religious message just from looking at the still life.
What's that lady with the ermine? I read about that.
That's
You know what
Northern
an ermine?
Renaissance, yeah. Okay, and here's another example, and this is the one where I said most of the things in it are non-moving. There's actually some butterflies. Can you see them?
Okay.
Um,
Now we're getting some glare in this.
okay,
guys.
see right
It just-
there? See that little butterfly right there?
Yeah, that's
There's
what
butterflies, there's beautiful shells, and there are these amazing flowers. And the flowers, too, had meaning. But these are just to give you some ideas on the different types of still lifes that have existed. Okay, so Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh did lots of still lifes. All the modern masters did still lifes. That's not Vincent Van Gogh, I hit it too soon. But Vincent Van Gogh, Picasso did still lifes, Matisse did still lifes. Almost all artists do still lifes. They're a wonderful thing to do because what you're painting is not going to complain. It's not going to say, I'm getting tired of being still. Can I move now? It's just going to stay there for you. This example is to show you that people are still doing still lives, and it's by a contemporary American painter whose name is Janet Fish, and she is known especially for glass. Isn't that amazing? The reflective nature of the glass, the transparency of the glass.
That's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? And I want to show you one more that is by another female American painter. And have you seen this one? Do you remember this one? I have not seen this one. This one is by Audrey Flack. And she was very influenced by the golden age of the Dutch still lifes that we looked at earlier. And she's what you call a photorealist because it looks so much like a photograph. And a lot of times she includes photographs in hers. And again, the objects that she puts in her still lives have a lot of symbolism for her.
I'm looking for Waldo.
Sorry.
Where is he?
Okay, so that's the end of the examples that I wanted to show you. So I'm just going to close that so I won't be tempted to pull it back up. But what I want you to think about now is, what do you have in your house that's meaningful to you, that you would like to draw, that you could pull together to make into a still life? And there's no right or wrong. We saw flowers, we saw food, we saw books, we saw photographs. It can be anything. A couple things I want you to keep in mind. And Donna and I just started pulling stuff here at the Guild that we found. Interesting objects. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to just clump it all together and start drawing, because then you're going to get frustrated because you haven't put any thought into the composition. These cups are beautiful. But you wouldn't want to set up a composition just like that. It's kind of boring because they're all about the same size, about the same height, and they're just in a line. So what you want to look for when you're setting up your still life is you want to look for objects of differing shapes and sizes and heights. So a cup, and Donna, do not see this like you see it, so I'm looking at it from behind. But you do want to have some overlapping, something in front of another one, right? And
I got to back up here.
I'm thinking, no, this is where I can't see. I can't see.
Okay, well I'll help.
But I'm thinking a good place to start for y'all would be maybe 3 objects.
Yeah, and that's good. I like that.
3 objects. It's good. It's very doable. Or if you want to do more, do more. But I would do more than 2. 2's a little simple. So if we took this one away, and let's say that you just want to do some bottles that you have at home, like if you wanted to do the bubbles, that's a good tall one. Then you could have the blue, and you could have the overlapping. You could put this one, it's just similar in shape to this one, even though the size is different. But this is a good different size. So you could have some overlapping, and then you could have over to the side or over to the side. Good. You want to think about balance, like we've talked about in class. Think about it like a visual seesaw, is one side heavier than the other side. You don't have to think about it too much. I want you to have fun doing this. I just want you to, this is a fun time. I was thinking about this morning, Donna. This is fun because a lot of times you come into our room and we'll say, this is what we're going to do today. I've set up a still life for you. Well, you have a lot of freedom. You're at home now. You can draw what's meaningful to you. Do you have a favorite mug? Include that. are, I've seen cool still lifes done with stuffed animals.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
love to
Stuffed
draw
animals.
Stuffed animals, flowers, books. You could even go in the bathroom and get out like toothpaste and shampoo bottles. There's no wrong way to do it.
Mm-mm.
Make it interesting to you because you're going to be drawing it. And just sit down and draw it. Now, when you do sit down and draw it, and I'm going to go back to this one because I thought this one was pretty interesting, and I don't remember exactly how I had it. Let's say you're going to be drawing this. That's not how I had it in it, but let's say you're going to be drawing it. Let's say I'm going to be drawing it. Let's turn it this way, and I'm going to be drawing this.
All right, do you want me to come over there?
No, you're good. You stay right there. I just want them to see. I don't want to put my paper down, pretend like I have my paper, and start drawing here. I'm way too close. What you want to do, ideally, is just grab a book, or better yet, grab one of your friend's books. I'm getting one of Donna's books over here. Getting your magazine. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just to show, grab something hard that you can put your paper on top of. Or a clipboard if you have it, or a drawing board if you have that. And then back away from it so that you can see the whole composition. And this is something that I notice a lot of people, it's just our tendency to do. Maybe you'll pick your favorite thing on there, like this beautiful little cup. And sometimes people will start drawing that cup and they just draw that cup. You know where this is going?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start drawing the other, and oops, you don't have room for the rest of your composition. So before you start concentrating on one image, lightly sketch out. Okay, see how that's just a little, it's not even an outline of a cup, right? But it's just to let me know the size I want to do that. And then I'm going to put the edges of the other stuff in there. And again, it's just like a little sketch. I'm not putting any details. And if I come up with something like that, and then I know, okay, I can fit all three objects in here. Now I can go back and I can work on, do I have the size right or the proportions right? What do I need to change? But I know that all three objects are going to fit and fill the paper. You don't want it small, you don't want a big piece of paper and a tiny little still life, but you also don't want just one cup, you want the whole still life. So think about your composition as you're doing it. And have fun doing it. And pay attention to things like where the size of
Like reference points,
reference
right?
points where this cup comes up on this. That'll help you see how big to make this in reference to that. Think about where the bottom of this is in relation to that. I mean, your still life's going to be different, but if you're constantly comparing all these things and making mental and visual notes, you're improving your drawing skills just by doing something like that. So go improve your drawing skills, go have a lot of fun, and then show Donna and I what you created, because we can't wait. We can't wait to see it.
And
Anything to add?
when you're drawing yours, when I'm drawing still lifes, or whenever I'm talking to my kids about drawing, I am stressing how important it is to have a conversation inside your head as you move around each of your shapes. It helps look for you're able to look for reference that way. And I literally am saying everything that I'm drawing as I draw it when I'm trying to do something
You're at
about
home. You don't have to have a conversation inside your head.
it. You can say it out loud.
Talk to yourself.
You
as
can
you're doing
sing it.
Yeah.
Like I want to sing about that lotus right there.
This is beautiful.
That's a
beautiful.
I know, cucaracha, baby. All right, so I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, go have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Miss y'all.
So we hope y'all enjoyed that, and we will. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and plan for doing this next week. We'll see, but that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and we are gonna send links out to your parents on how to. I think what you're going to have to do is your parents are going to have to email me your work, a picture of your work, and then we're going to set up an Instagram page where we're going to be able to post your work so that all you guys can see it. So we want you to share everything. This is an awesome opportunity for us to create even our little online art community. I think I'm also going to have some of my other classes that I teach up here at the Art Center. I'm going to let them sort of put some of their work there too. So you're going to be able to see some other kids' stuff
Of
as
all
well.
ages.
Of all ages.
And you don't have to. But we encourage you to. It would be really nice, for you to send us your artwork so we can post it. So we can all encourage one another, and you gain confidence showing your stuff. And we're all friends. Nobody's going to criticize. We're all learning.
Do as much as you want. The more that you draw, the better you get. The better your abilities are, the more confident a drawer you become, and the more that you see your improvement. You can actually see your improvement throughout this journey. So many good things are going to come from this. So many good things have already come from this, like the fact that we're sitting here in front of you guys on this video. That is an amazing, you have no idea how amazing that is. That's a big step for us. I got it.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. Until next time.